Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's been a few weeks since my last video, but I'm back today and I'm going to have a little bit of fun with the new summer break collection from Creative Memories. Now, if you're not familiar with this collection, this is a new summer themed collection. And even though we've just tipped over into winter here in Australia, I think that's the perfect opportunity to scrapbook your summer photos. Gets your mind off from the cold. So I've got a few photos here that I'm thinking of using, and I've got a fun little idea on my mind that I wanted to share with you all. But first, I do just want to quickly talk to you about the summer break collection. This is obviously the cover sheet from the paper pack, and you'll see there, as well as, you know, with the papers I've got laid out in front of me, that there are some very bold prints within this collection. I love this watermelon paper. It is a very bold paper though. There's also a kite themed paper. There's a gingham paper in this collection, and for those of you who know me well, you know that's the paper I'm going to create with first. I love gingham, so that's all I've got left of the gingham paper that has that kite print, but you can see what I mean. There's some very bold prints, and some of you have said to me, I really don't know how to, you know, put photos to a paper with a really bold print. So I'm just going to share with you today, you know, how I get around that. I too will sometimes struggle if it's a very busy print. But the wonderful thing with Creative Memories, you can sort of see, even with this watermelon print paper, the reverse of that is very muted. And I think that's a wonderful thing to sort of give you the best of both worlds. So you can see better here from your cover sheet. You know, the ones that have got a really bold print, the back will be quite muted. So you know, depending on what you prefer, and it's all personal preference. I tend to, if it's a really busy print on the paper, I tend to work a lot with white cardstock, and I'm just going to bring in an example. If you follow me on social media, you would have seen this layout that I created last week. It's on my Facebook and Instagram pages, and you can see here that I've pretty well used nearly every single paper from the collection. I used this wonderful cut file from Cut to You, and I've backed it with all of the papers, but I've used a white cardstock background, and I just think that breaks up the color and it breaks up the prints, and it does help make your, you know, your colors pop as well, having that white background. So I'm going to, you know, use a similar effect for my layout today. So if you're wondering, you know, how to get around working with, you know, these bolder prints, that is one method I will use, and that is to incorporate some white cardstock. So we will get started. I'm actually going to back my layout, or back the white cardstock with this beautiful blue paper. It had the fun polka dot on the back side of it. But I really just want to pick up some of the colours from my photo in my papers. So I'm going to use this blue as my frame, and then I'm going to add some white cardstock to the top of that. So I'll just sit my papers to the side, and I want to bring in my 12-inch trimmer, and I've got a sheet of white cardstock here. And I'm going to cut it down, just move my embellishments aside. I'm going to cut this white cardstock down to 10 inches by 10 inches. So this first strip that you remove, keep it, because you could use this for a border. So we're certainly not going to have any waste. So you've got a 2-inch wide offcut there, keep that for a border, or perhaps a card. I'm just rotating my white cardstock, and I'm just the same again. I'm going to line that up to the 10-inch marking. and trim that away. So I'm going to make sure that my base paper, the one that's got the lovely blue wave pattern to it, is square on my cutting mat. And I'm going to bring in my white cardstock square. I really wanted to be able to see a good portion of that paper behind that white square. Now, this is where I would recommend to you, if you wish to conserve your paper, then by all means gut the center of this paper first. I will do this, 95% of the time. I'm not going to today. I'm going to just adhere my white cardstock into place. So that is personal choice of what you do there. And when you've got that perfect 1 inch wide frame around your white cardstock, you can adhere that into place. And I will fuss and fuss and fuss, making sure that this is right. And that looks good there. So I'm just going to come in with my repositionable tape. And I'm just going to add that down one side. And we can stick that down, and that's going to stop that from jumping around or moving anywhere. And then I can just rotate that page and finish sticking that down into place. Now, even though I've printed, quite a few photos for this layout today, I actually think I'm probably just going to work with the one. Again, that's personal choice to you in how many photos you'd like to use. This would be a great page, obviously, like a title page for your album for summer. So I think I'm just going to go with the one photo. But what I want to do is just start to build a little bit of interest in the background of this layout over that white cardstock. And this is where I'm going to bring in some of the bolder prints. So I basically just want to add a strip of this watermelon paper to the background, and I'm going to cut that at 5 inches wide, and I'm going to cut it to 9 inches for the height of this strip. Like so. So that's got our first layer, and it's going to sit vertically on our page. And then I want to add some horizontal strips of paper. And because this is quite a busy pattern, I'm going to come in with more muted tones. So I've got this beautiful yellow, which again, the colors work really well with my photo. And I want to add just a horizontal strip and perhaps make that a little banner. So it has that ribbon tail or the fish tail, whatever you like to call, that decorative end on your strip. So I'm going to cut this one at 4 inches wide. And as for the length of that, let's go with 9.5 inches, like so. Now, because we want to cut our little banner to the base of that, what I like to do when it's a wide width like this is I'll just line it up on my cutting mat, and I'll just mark it halfway with a pencil. So that's at the 2 inches there. I can come in with my ruler. I've got my Creative Memories ruler there. And I'm just going to probably rule up, I don't know, this is all very much just guesswork, but let's say we mark up about 1.25 inches. So 1.25 inches up. That's just going to give us, just a guide to go by when we're cutting this into the paper. So just from each corner, and I'm cutting it up to the top of my pencil line. Like so. And you can see it's just given us that nice little end on this paper. So that's given us another layer to work with for our background. And you can just see how that white cardstock is just helping make those colours pop. It's giving us a nice balance for all these other layers that we're working with. Now I just want to bring in this light blue paper. I really love this print. You've got Good Times just printed over and over again on one side, but then on the back you've got 3 colorway options, which I really love. I actually want to work with this aquatone, so I don't want to cut into that, but we can work with the lower portion of this paper for that blue print. But basically what I want to do is I want to cut just a smaller strip of paper to layer over with our banner there. So I'm probably going to cut this at 2 inches wide, making sure I'm not cutting into that aqua. So 2 inches wide. Now I'm also going to cut this length at 9.5 inches, like so, so that we can add another layer over the top there. So when you've got your strip, I'm actually going to cheat and use my punch here to add that end to my strip. You can cut it with your scissors, whatever works best for you. And then we can layer that with our other strip of paper, like so. Okay, so I'm just keeping that very simple. So when you're happy with those pieces that you've cut, we can work on getting them attached to our background. So I'll add my watermelon strip first. You want to make sure that you just get an even space around those edges. So I'm going to add my yellow strip into place. I might go a little bit higher for that one. And we can add our smaller blue strip as well. Now I want to add just a fun little extra border across the base of those layers. So I'm going to use the flip-flops from the sticker sheet. And because we've cut that down to size, you're going to need to do the same for your stickers. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut a straight edge here on the end of my flip-flops. And then you want to measure your 10 inches because that's the width that we've cut that white cardstock. Oh, pull that away. So we just want to add that. I'm going to have to trim a little bit more, but that's okay. I'm going to add our flip-flops there. And just with your scissors, I'm just going to trim that a little more, just to get that a nice straight edge on each end, like so. Okay, so now we can work on putting a mat to our photo. I am actually going to just trim my photo down a little bit. I think I would prefer a 5-inch width there instead of the 6. There's a whole lot of, blue water in the background of this photo, a lot of wasted space there from the photo's point of view, which we can trim away just to have that a little more compact on our page. So I've trimmed that down to a 5-inch width by 4 inches. And I'm going to use this lime paper to mat that photo. So I'm going to cut this at a 5.25 width by 4.25. And that's just going to give you a nice even little frame for around your photo. We've got lots of colour going on in this layout. It picks up the green in my photo as well, so that all balances out really nicely. So I can adhere my photo to the mat. And again, it's just making sure I've got that even frame all the way around. So I've got my photo backed on its little green mat. This is where I want to bring in that light blue paper that I spoke to you of before. And I want to work with this aqua strip. So I'm going to cut a 3-inch wide strip. By 10 inches. So we're just cutting that down that little bit. Like so. And that's just going to layer over the top of all of those. Again, as I said before, it's just helping to mute those busy patterns. We're working with quite a few papers there to add colour to our design, and we'll be able to come in, and that's basically where our photo will sit. So I can adhere this aqua strip into place. Like so. Okay, so I'm really happy with how those layers are looking. We've got our photo all matted and ready to go. Now I'm going to share with you how to make a very simple and fun summer embellishment. I was inspired by the little sunglasses included in this photo. I'm going to be working with red and shimmer black to create this, red cardstock and the shimmer black. Purely because it's the same colours as, you know, what's in the photo. You could make your little glasses from, you know, any papers that you like. I'll just sit that layout to the side. But you're going to need your second largest oval custom cutting system template and of course your cutting blades. We're going to work with the inside track. So to start with, we just need to cut one oval from the red cardstock, and I'm going to work with the red blade. So just hook that up for the inside track and cut that out like so. And we're going to need another oval from the shimmer black, only this time I'm going to use the green blade. Okay, so it's going to be a slightly smaller oval than your red. You can turn that the other way. So once again, just hook our blade into that inside track, and it's just one from the inside. Super simple, super fast. And basically what you want to do is you want to make sure that you adhere that black oval centered to your red. So I'm just going to add a little bit of repositionable tape, and you want an even space around that edge like so. And then you just want to cut this oval in half. So whether you want to do that just with your scissors, or you can just, you know, slide it up into your 12-inch trimmer like so. And just cut that neatly in half. So you're going to have two little half pieces like so, and you can see already how that's resembling some little sunglasses. I'm just going to bring back in our red cardstock, and you're going to want to cut a really thin strip of paper, and I'm talking about probably, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, if that. You basically want to get it, you know, not much wider than what that red space is there around your sunglasses. This is just going to go across the top edge. And I'm going to cut that to a 4.25 length, like so. So when it comes together on our page, you can see we've got our lenses with just our little thin strip across the top. How simple are they? Like, they're super cute, super simple, and I think you could do a lot with these, either, you know, on a card or a layout. You could make them larger, of course. Just use the same technique that I've shared with you, you know, with a larger sized oval template. There's nothing even stopping you from, you know, making a larger set of glasses, and instead of, you know, where this black shimmer paper is, you could actually cut some photos to fit, you know, in the lens of your glasses. Lots of options for that little embellishment that I've shared. Okay, so off camera I've cut a title just using my Silhouette Cameo. If you've got a Cricut Silhouette, you might like to do the same. If you don't, that's okay. You could, you know, Creative Memories have fantastic ABC 1, 2, 3 stickers that you can create a large title with. I just wanted to create a large title with my Silhouette, however, so I'm going to stick those letters into place. And I've got my little glasses all ready to go. So we can start, you know, working our embellishments for the page. I think I'd like to add my glasses there to the corner. And I've got just a couple of tags from the embellishment pack that I think I'm going to layer in behind this top corner of my photo. It's again just adding layers there of interest to our background. I've got my little hole punch here that I'm just going to punch the top of each tag like so. If you had some baker's twine, you could add, you know, a little bow to one of these tags, which I think I might. So I've just punched little holes there, and I've just got some baker's twine here that I'm actually just going to tie into one of those tags. So I'll just cut a length there to start with. And again, this just adds that little bit of interest to your page. I'm going to add it to this white and stripy tag. So I'll just thread that through those top holes. I've got a double layer there. And then once that's in place, I can tie a little bow and then just cut away the excess. So I'm just going to use my photo there as a guide for placement. And I can add a bit of repositionable tape to the back. I just want to slide that in behind that top left corner of my layout. And then I'm going to add this cute little yellow tag as well. I'm just going to add that a little higher than that first tag, so it's just peeping out the top there. So we've got our two little tags in place. I've got a little bit of the gingham in an offcut here, and I've got my Creative Memories tab punch, and I'm just going to punch a tab, try and get that nice and straight with the pattern. I've got to have a little bit of gingham on the page. I love this paper so much. I'm just going to fold that in half, And again, this is of no, you know, it's not serving a purpose other than we're building layers of colour, dimension for our page. I'm just adding that there. You could actually add a little white sticker to that and, you know, write the date to it. I'm just going to leave mine plain there, tucked in behind these tags. Just so I can say there's gingham on this layout as well. So we can stick our photo into place. Like so, and then we can work on our little letters here. I've just got them as evenly spaced as I can below that photo. And I've used the same paper as I did for our frame. Okay, that's looking great. We've got our title in place. Whether you're using, you know, your alpha stickers, or whether, you know, like me, you've wanted to create one with your cricket or silhouette, that's entirely up to you. I'm going to tie a little bow here in my baker's twine, like so. And then I'm just going to cut the ends of that twine just a little. Like so. So we can add our little sunglasses up in the corner of our layout. And I have placed them over the white cardstock on purpose because it really makes the colours pop. They're not getting lost, you know, in all those layers of our background. And that will just run across the top like so. And I'm going to add just some little flowers there to the corner because why not? That looks cute. So I can add some foam squares to those, just some little ones. Oh, my fingers don't want to work today. I don't want to peel that paper off. There we go. So I'm just going to curve that around my little sunglasses because it looks cute. And I really, really love on the sticker sheet these little colourful little subtitle stickers. So I'm actually going to add a couple of those also just down the side there of my photo. So we'll go with good times. And again, I'd like to use foam stickers for these. Not sure if you can hear it on my video, but it's just started pouring with rain here today. It's bitterly cold. So I'm quite happy to be scrapbooking a nice summer memory. I can dream that it's sunny and warm outside. So for anyone that's just going into summer, I'm very jealous. I love summer. Good times playing around. Okay, so I'm happy with how that's looking. Let's see if we should come in with some little extra embellishments somewhere. I've got this cute watermelon. I don't want to go for the overkill, but I'd like to include them. And I've got a little beach ball. That might be just cute layered over our tags. You know, I think I want to move my sunglasses. This is why we use repositional tape, guys. I can just rub that away. I feel like that's stuck up there all by itself. It needs to come down a little bit more. Yes, so I can just rub away that excess repo tape. How good is it? If you make a mistake or you change your mind like I do 50 million times, I can now reposition everything where that needs to go. That's better. Okay, I've got a little, add a little butterfly. I think we need the butterfly. It's a bit sweet. So add another foamed square to that. Here I was saying, let's not go for overkill, but guess what? Okay. I add my little beach ball. I'm going to add my watermelon and then we're done. Promise. There's my watermelon. You know what? We need a dragonfly. I tell a lie. Cute little dragonfly down the bottom. Yes. Perfect. Okay, we're going to stop. Okay, so that's my page all completed. I'm happy with that now. I really hope that you give creating a little pair of sunglasses a try for yourselves for your summer layouts, whether you create a page the same as mine or you know, create your very own. I'd love to see what you're working on. I'm going to paste a photo of this layout on my Facebook, which I will link below this video, as well as my Instagram. Feel free to upload a photo of your layout or perhaps your sunglasses that you've made, because I'd love to see what you're creating. I hope that if you're somebody who struggles working with these, you know, bolder prints of a collection, that this has perhaps helped you in how you can work with these moving forward. You can see just some very simple cuts and, you know, adding those more muted papers with the busier designs, how you can still bring together a really pretty page. So thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you've enjoyed seeing my layout come together. It would mean the world to me if you could give this video a thumbs up. It does help my creative channel. But for now, take care everybody, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.